Welcome to another episode of One Take Productions, the Naperville Fire Department Cadet Program Videocast. Today's sponsor is U.S. Safety Products. Thank you, Ryan from U.S. Safety Products, for providing us lunch while we're down here in Champaign at the University of Illinois, Illinois Fire Service Institute Cadet Explorer hands-on training weekend. U.S. Safety Products provided our lunches for the weekend, so thank you again. If you need any uniform supplies or any safety products, please visit ussafetyproducts.com. That's ussafetyproducts.com. Today I'm joined by Paul Siebert. He is a graduated cadet who is gracious enough to come up here from Memphis and help us out this weekend with our meals. He's prepping all of our lunches and the grill master for the weekend. It couldn't flow as smoothly as it has, Paul, without you doing that. It's tremendous help. So U.S. Safety Products buys the food, Paul cooks the food, and the kids get to relax on their downtime and refuel for the afternoon session. Paul, how long were you a part of our cadet program?
I was a part for about 3.5 years, I believe.
3.5 years. Why don't you share some fond memories, or maybe some not so fond memories of your time on the post?
I would say some of my favorite memories were doing definitely the live company simulations that we did at the burn tower that we started to do towards the end of my time there. Those were always great. And then the forcible entry is taught by you, was always the best. Best thing to do in the fire service is definitely forcible entry. And I honestly, some of my favorite was honestly just being in the dorms here, kind of just being around everybody, goofing off, doing the wrestling matches and stuff. So those are always the best, just being around the guys and the
Hypothetical
girls.
Wrestling matches.
Hypothetical wrestling matches that didn't happen. But those were honestly always my favorite, was just hanging around with everyone, kind of getting to talk and goof off a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of my favorite thing too, is like hanging around the guys, getting to know the guys, and the family aspect of firefighting and the fire service. It's a family business for me, being a third generation fireman, and then getting to know my crew and the tight bond with my crew, and then coming with the cadets and you guys. I like to sit back and watch like the entire year in general, where you don't know each other. Maybe at first you're super shy, and then by the end of maybe 6 months, you're like brothers and you're fighting with each other, hypothetically wrestling with each other, and just a close knit group that you become. And then it shows. Like the goofing around pays off on the training ground.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe talk a little bit about how that goofing around in the dorms can pay off on the training ground.
I think it lets you just to get to know who you're working with. Personally, just like kind of comparing like an on-the-job feel to like the cadet program, that's something I feel like that really kind of gets you prepared to actually work in a firehouse. Because, your first day, you're kind of really quiet, you're not really talkative, but, having that experience prior of kind of like knowing like how to break that ice a little bit definitely helped a little bit. And then, just getting to know people, like not just, about being like on the training ground and stuff like that, but knowing them for like their interests, what they like. It helps you kind of judge how they're going to act and behave in certain situations, which is just definitely helpful, because even though this is training for a lot of these kids, it's your first time doing most of this stuff. So it's just stressful and it's a little worrisome for them. But knowing how someone's going to react and being able to read them, engage them, definitely is a benefit.
Yeah, I think we have 5 down here this year that's their first time ever in live fire. I wish we could do more live fire back at home, but there's a lot of criteria that needs to be met in order to have flames in a building and then us enter that building. So down here it's like huge, and you're right, you could just see that mesh of the family go to work, and it's great. It's fun to see. So you graduated 2 years ago?
Yeah.
You want to tell them about your final scenario? Because that was like pretty memorable for me. Hopefully it's memorable for you.
Oh, it was great.
And we do have a silent video of it because someone forgot to turn the microphone on the video camera. He'll remain nameless, Harlan. But why don't you go ahead and talk about that? Because that was a lot of fun.
So my final scenario was we got to, at the Naperville burn tower, got to actually pull out our training engine, pull it down the street, and pull up and simulate a live RIT situation in a simulated high-rise on the 3rd or 4th floor.
I believe it was 3rd floor.
3rd floor. And Garon was gracious enough to be my downed firefighter.
Yeah,
I think he regrets it now.
100%.
Um, little tidbit about Rit. All that matters is that you get him out. All right, that's all that matters.
They don't have to be in one piece, right?
No. Concussions, those are accessories.
Still
They come
heal.
with it. You can walk it off. Ask Pat. So I packaged up Garon and decided that I was going to drag him headfirst down 3 flights of stairs, and then I think I dragged you across the hallway too.
You did.
Yeah, and I was not nice about it at all. Definitely was a little rough, but it's an opportunity to get to drag out an advisor that's mentored you for 2 years, made you do some push-ups, and definitely run the tower a little bit. So it's an opportunity. You got to jump on those.
That's right. Yeah, I made it out in one piece. You did a good job. So yeah, that was a fun scenario. So now, since you graduated, you pursued this career full time, and so now you're down in the city of Memphis. Talk a little bit about your station, what you experienced so far, how the fire academy went for you, and what you've learned maybe that's different from what we taught you in Naperville.
So my firehouse, kind of, it's more of old school. My lieutenants, both of them on the truck and the engine, more old school guys. They like to have, it's an old school firehouse feel. So, they eat together. They have a syndicate and a kitty. The camaraderie is great. Not a bad morale. Everyone's very friendly with each other. Yeah, obviously we're gonna get on each other and do pranks and stuff like that. But it's definitely like a textbook firehouse, and it's really, really nice. And then the firehouse itself is one of the oldest in the city, so you got to get that feeling of like the generations and the people who came before you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really nice. And then my fire academy experience, I only have Romeoville to compare Memphis to, but Memphis was a little more. It's a stiff, rigid one. It was a little more militaristic, which Romeoville wasn't. Was kind of like that, but it wasn't. So it was nice to kind of compare that to that, just with how they do things. It kind of prepares you though, because working for like a city department, I feel like you just have sometimes a little more. I don't know what the word is for it. It's just, I don't want to say pedigree, but anytime you refer to department, you're representing your city.
Right.
But a lot of people take pride, and you taught me that, take pride where you work, take pride how you look, and that matters. Like when it comes to doing hose loads, moving patients, just anything, you're always under the public eye.
Right.
So they kind of preach that a lot in the academy, in that you're representing Memphis, so you need to look good, you need to act like you're a professional, even if you don't know what you're doing sometimes. But you got to look good doing it. But it was definitely very rough, PT wise training. We didn't get to do a lot of like actual live fires like they do here. They use propanes for their props, so it was good simulation. It's a little more safer because you can turn it on and off. But it was good. What was the other part? The house.
Just like describe your company, like, because your engine company, you're an Engine 7.
Yes, sir.
And that's kind of a special engine company number for your family.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk a little bit about that? And then your engine company specifically, I get sent the statistic either by you or Patrick about how it's the 10th busiest in the nation.
8th.
So 8th? Okay, 10th, 8th.
It matters.
It's super busy.
Details matter.
It does. So, yeah, talk a little bit about that.
So that was an adjustment coming over from Dwight, where it was more of a small town and you were running 2 to 3 calls a day on a good day. And then going to Engine 7, where you're running 20 calls a day, and then you go ride a unit on the back half, and then you're running another 10 to 15 at the night. So it was definitely an adjustment period, but the guys are very helpful with that. They understand what you're going through because they've all done it. So I have a couple people at my station who've been there for 10 plus years. So they're very helpful with learning the ropes, kind of showing you what to do, what not to do. And that's just, I feel like that's great on the morale. And then it kind of shows you that they want you to be better. They're not just here to, let you go screw off, go do your own thing. They want you, and they're holding you to a standard. And the 7s is just right almost in the heart of downtown, I'd say. But, you're running, you're busy, and they want you to be better. And the 7s is special to my family because my grandfather, David Stevenson, was actually put out of his academy in Naperville at Station 7, Naperville. So it's kind of a little funny coincidence that we both ended up straight out of the academy at Station 7.
Yeah, that's pretty. And that's
And
like the same for me. I got to come in and relieve your grandfather at Station 7 right out on probation out of the academy too. So all three of us. It is pretty cool.
yeah, Engine 7. Hell
Engine
yeah.
7, yeah. Unfortunately, there's no more Engine 7 in Naperville. We got Truck 7. Still pretty cool, but
I didn't even know that happened.
You didn't know that happened?
No.
Yeah, it's a truck company now.
Oh, it's a tragedy.
Isn't it?
It is.
So you have some special talents. You don't really like to talk about them too much, but I have come to really enjoy your special talents because it's very entertaining. So I have a couple in mind. If you don't come up with them, maybe I can refresh your memory. So why don't you share with our audience of millions what your special talents are and what you got to show the guys in Memphis that you can do.
Oh man, I knew this was gonna happen.
Of course it is.
I'm not supposed to advertise this. I'm under strict orders from my lieutenant to not advertise.
He's not here. You won't see this. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, they'll find it. They always do.
Nick Lemp, if you're watching, share it with his.
No,
lieutenant.
Please, Nick, don't. For love of God. I learned that I am a great innovation dummy when it comes to medical practices and can take an eye gel pretty well. So I'm very talented in that aspect of being able to, quote unquote, deep throat things.
Yeah, so you can, in other words, he placed an eye gel down. So if you don't know what eye gel is, if someone's in a full arrest, we insert the airway in their mouth and we help them breathe or breathe for them. Intubation, we place a tube in your trachea and then breathe for you, and you're able to do that to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Me, just thinking about it makes me gag, so I don't know how you do that. Another one, you hold the Naperville Cadet record for most Oreos in your mouth. How many is that?
That is 11.
11. He could fit 11 Oreos in his mouth.
And chew them after.
Oh.
It's dry. It's dry. It's really, really dry.
Yeah.
It's almost like saltines, but ugh. So we're going to think maybe later today I might take a crack at going for 12 today. I feel like every year.
You got to improve, right?
It's your last year too, so
it is my last year.
So I got to go for it. Double stuffed.
All right, double stuffed. You heard him. We'll comment back on the feed of how many he gets. So let's wrap up a little bit with your overview so far of this weekend, and then what your plans are for the future.
So this weekend, I've honestly been very impressed with the cadets. I know with you being on injury for the past couple of months that they haven't gotten a chance to do some of the stuff you had planned for the year. So I've been very impressed, especially with the 5 new people. I feel like they're very eager and they're showing that they want to be here, that they want to learn, and that they want to chase like that pedigree that follows the Naperville name. So I'm very impressed with them. They're asking a lot of the right questions, and it's just honestly, I'm very grateful to be invited down here to help teach. It's honestly an honor and made me realize how much I actually love teaching and trying to impart that knowledge down to them. So that has been great. And just being around everyone again, kind of meeting new faces and getting to know them, that's been really, really great. And it's just to know that the post is in good hands in terms of people coming up to take over like lieutenant spots and captains, and that Aiden's doing phenomenal.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's grown a lot. I've seen a lot of growth from when he first started as a shy young boy, now growing to a young man. And he knows he had a lot of room to grow, and I think he had big shoes to fill. I think the officer corps with you and Patrick, like you and Lauren did really well. And when you all left, it's like a leadership void, and he's working very hard to fill that void, and Owen as well.
Yeah.
So they're doing good. I think our officer corps, they're good. Bright future for those kids.
You always got room to grow, and that's one thing that I like that is preached a lot, is that you should never get complacent and content with where you are, because you can always learn something every day.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I like. I was at a point in my career where I thought like, oh yeah, I'm good to be an officer. I know what to do. And then I got put in that position to do like a shadow shift for my company officer handbook. And one of my first multi-company call where we had a truck coming out as an engine, there's a fire alarm at a multifamily building. get there, the alarm company's on scene, so it's not a fire. They forgot to take the alarm out of service. And I was like, okay, I know I need to return the truck because it's not a fire. But like, then what do? I literally went to my officer who's riding backstep for me, like, Brandon, what do? I have no idea what to do. And that was very eye-opening to me. Like, I have so much to learn. And then being an acting officer the past 4 years, I've learned more in 4 years than my previous 12 years of being in the fire service. It's like a whole new game being an officer and a leader. And I know I have so much more to go, and I look forward to that. It's what you can feel so dumb in this job every day, but then you just learn and grow. And that when you feel dumb, that's like it should be encouraging. It's like, awesome. I haven't mastered anything yet. I still have more work to do. And then when you see somebody, you can tell they're feeling dumb, impart your knowledge on them. And I think you do that with these cadets all the time, and that's awesome. And I'm super happy that you're doing that.
Yeah. It's just some people get caught up in you make a mistake. Making a mistake's not a bad thing. It's only a bad thing if you don't learn from it.
Absolutely.
And that's why I feel like kind of some people, and I used to have a bad habit of doing this when with Pat, is we would beat ourselves up when we would mess up in drills or evolutions or didn't perform up to where we knew we could be. And then you just beat yourself up, and you can't have that mentality. You got to kind of be short term like a goldfish. Let it sit in it for a second. 10 seconds later, let it go. You're on to the next drill. You're on to the next scenario or the next training.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Pat wore it more on his sleeve than you did. You hit it pretty. Like, I can tell when you were beating yourself up. But Patrick, yeah, everybody knew when he was beating himself up about it.
That was good though, because it, to see him do that, and then it makes you think about what you could do better, and then if seeing him beat himself up, you kind of just get you a little more amped up to do better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you guys turned out pretty well. Look where you guys are at.
Yeah, that is true.
He's winning awards, and you're supporting him winning awards.
That's how it's always been. Someone's got to be the guy in the shadows.
He's Batman and you're Robin.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Someone's got to be the
one. Day you'll be Batman.
It's okay. I don't want to be Batman. Batman's overrated.
It's true. 100%. Any parting words, keys, any pearls of wisdom, as they say, for our audience, the next generation of cadet? Anything you got?
I would just say always want to do more. Be that first guy. Even if it's something you don't know. Like someone, you're in a situation, be the first guy to step up. Want to be eager, be showing that you want to be here and you want to earn your keep and earn your spot. As someone who's on probation at Memphis right now, I'd say that's been very key, is just showing that I want to be here. I want to learn. I want to absorb as much as I can when I can. So just always be eager and ready to go. And I would say that's my best advice I could give someone.
Yeah, I think when I was down there, I don't know if it was the motto of your academy or if it's a Memphis thing, but always more, never less.
That was our academy motto.
Your academy is like, that's awesome. I got to adopt it. Unfortunately, I can't adopt it for the cadet program because I'm leaving, but I wish I could. I really like this, always more, never less. So, all right, this Paul's Pearls of Wisdom. I like it. So I just want to thank you for sitting down and chatting with me, and hopefully someone can get something out of this. And good luck in your career at Memphis. And sadly, it's not Naperville, but maybe one day. Well, and you guys down in Memphis are very lucky to have Paul. He's a hard worker. Hopefully he won't break too many things. I already heard he's already breaking stuff, but comes with the territory with having him around, I guess.
They were warned. I told the insurance guy and the HR guy when they visited that they're going to see my name a couple times on sheets and just...
That's probably the most common thing I told you. Paul, please don't break this. I had to tell you that every day.
Hey, that's what training's for. I mean, these props, that's how you get new things. That's how you go up and
right, yeah, just break them. Gotta buy something new. I mean, sorry, Chief.
I got the Springfield Fire Department has a new sledgehammer because of me. So
yeah, I was warned about that before you were on the program.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, again, thanks again, and thank you, Ryan from U.S. Safety Products, for sponsoring our lunches. Again, visit ussafetyproducts.com for any safety need, any uniform need. Contact Ryan Crabtree. Thanks again.